Valve releases a new case a mere day after Operation Shattered Web ends. What? Valorant set to go into closed beta April 7th? Coincidence? We don't think so. The Steam Marketplace is bugging out due to what we'll call viral server load, while OG start off strong in the ESL Pro League, and MIPR definitely don't, but at least they're doing well in Flashpoint 1, so, little miracles. Blast splits their premier Spring Showdown into regions and moves it online, while AVANGAR ceases all esports operations, and it's not an April Fool's joke. Hi, my name is Adam, and today we're going to go through all that in the next few minutes in our CSGO News Flash. Valve have surprised everyone by releasing a new case a single day after their latest operation has ended. The Prisma 2 case features some absolutely beautiful, colorful skins that are sure to turn some eyes in the coming weeks. No knives though, disappointed. While it may come as a shock that Valve is actually, releasing things, especially a game and a case within 1 month, what? It shouldn't come as a surprise, given that they're facing down an old enemy, Riot Games. Not only is Riot responsible for Dota 2's main competitor in League of Legends, but they're also competing against whatever the Dota's auto chess is called, and have absolutely bodied whatever was left of Artifact with Legends of Runeterra. But that wasn't enough for them. Riot have decided to go after the one property Valve felt they were safe with: CSGO. Riot's new tactical shooter Valorant launches its closed beta on April 7th, with people like Sal Volcano Garrozo, aka Sapphire's husband, aka the guy who co-created Cash, involved in the design, and the likes of Braxton Brax/Swag/ whatever he calls himself these days, Pierce, already pledging themselves to the esports scenes. Valorant isn't a niche product like Rainbow Six Siege. It wants to take CSGO's lunch money. So it's no surprise that Valve is feeling the heat and actually investing time and money into their flagship FPS again. With the pandemic helping the game set one concurrent player record after another, it's easy to see that they want to keep the upward trend going, and a fresh competitor designed for the esports scene from the ground up is sure to be the first real challenge the game has faced since its release. Will it actually happen? Will Valorant actually take players away from CSGO? Will it be a flavor of the month kind of game that, PUBG and stuff like that? We don't know that, and we don't know how it will affect the skin market, whether you should panic sell everything or wait to buy because it might get cheaper later, or maybe it'll get more expensive. We don't know, so don't panic and just wait, because Valorant is still in closed beta and it's not going to release until the summer. Another reason not to panic is what's going on the Steam Marketplace. The Steam Marketplace is going through a rough time right now because of the pandemic and everybody logging in at the same time. So inventories aren't loading, items aren't listing, and prices are rising as an effect because, there are no items listing. Valve isn't communicating about this, at least at the time of recording, so we'd suggest refraining from buying skins on the marketplace until this is resolved, and being very, very careful when listing in general. Coming back to esports, though, we have 2 online leagues going this week, with ESL playing out their NA and EU Pro League games, and Flashpoint 1 continuing to provide an interesting alternative to watching the best teams in the world. I'm not being petty or anything, but it's kind of meh. So far, the EU Pro League has seen the long prophesized rise of OG, who have managed to beat Tyloo, Mousesports, and G2 on their way to an undefeated 3-0 record, the only team so far to beat the latter 2 as well. FaZe Clan continues its extremely meh form with 6 points out of 4 games, while Virtus Pro, no, not that Virtus Pro, there we go, are playing so bad that we could have left the previous picture up, and you would have believed us, wouldn't you? But maybe they'll get a win against Tyloo, who haven't won a single game out of their last 4. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ponds, things are a bit more even. Furia have declared themselves the best damn team in Brazil by winning their derby against MIBR and upsetting Team Liquid, who are tied with 100 Thieves at a 2-2 record. EG are the only team so far to beat Furia, but it remains to be seen how they stand up against the challenge posed by Liquid, given that they've already fallen prey to the Aussies. Swole Patrol and MIBR remain in the elimination zone, the latter of which is clearly satisfied with their Flashpoint 1 performance that includes beating down Genji, as well as an literally orgless team, and the worst reboot since Ghostbusters. Back in Europe, our favorite CSGO monopoly, Refresh Entertainment, made changes to the Spring Blast premiere, splitting it into regions and moving it online. Because, pandemic. We're sure that this will somehow result in Blast having an even more confusing format than it has in the past, but at least there's esports happening, right? Oh, by the way, Mouse Sports still aren't invited for some reason. Another team that won't be invited is AVANGAR, who have ceased all team operations on April 1st in what was probably the worst time announcement in the history of esports announcements. They have confirmed that it's not an April Fool's joke and that they will be focusing on building esports venues in Kazakhstan because a global pandemic seems like the perfect moment to build more venues for more people to be in. But to avoid obsessing over the fact that myself and most of you watching probably haven't left the house in the last, it feels like 20, 30 years, let's reveal the best April Fool's jokes from the world of CSGO, or should I say from Reddit, because that's the only good ones I found. And most of them have been removed from other websites, so yeah. The first one comes to us from Lexi20, who made a great post about Fnatic signing Dennis in a 6-man roster as a specialist substitute for pistol rounds, which was a good riff on Astralis signing EasyTac recently. So yeah, I enjoy that one. And the second one is pure evil from Pop Flash Panic. F you, buddy. F you. Because I got excited for 1 second. I fell for it really hard. A 15-year veteran coin. What do we have to do, Valve? I'm waiting. I've had Source since launch. I've had Steam since launch. I want my 15-year coin, man. Well, we have some breaking news. Breaking news alert. My favorite thing while editing a video that's almost done. Thanks, ESL. ESL just announced something, though, and it's a very important thing. A thing that if I released a news video about CSGO without, I would feel like it's not a news video anymore. So, surprise, it's here. As you can see on the graphic on screen, we're going to make it bigger in a moment. There's a new format for major qualifying. All the previous major, challenger, and new challenger statuses are voided. Now we have a legend, challenger, and contender statuses that teams will fight over in accordance to the graphic above us. In addition, Valve has disclosed some detailed rules when it comes to roster changes. Apparently, you're going to lose points if you change players. You can change up to 2 players and lose 20% of your ranking points. Essentially, instead of a single qualifying event as we had in the past with the minors, or 2 qualifying events, I guess, we're going to have a series of tournaments throughout the year until November, I'm guessing, where all the teams that were qualified for the major and the minor will be competing for the best possible rankings. The top teams in each region will get legend status. Then a few teams will get challenger status, and a few teams will get contender status. It's a good change because it allows teams to actually come into the major on a high point in their form. You know, it's not like I don't know, Virtus Pro back in the day. Yeah, the old one, where they basically came into the major ready to lose because, you know, they weren't good for over 6 months. So we're going to actually get a massive major for the biggest prize money ever with the best teams ever, essentially, which is very good news. And I really applaud ESL and Valve for this because it means we get more good Counter-Strike at a time where we really need it. So we're probably going to talk about this more in the future. Thanks a lot for hanging out, and I'll give it back to Past Adam, who hopefully will wrap up the video well. Either way, that's the show. We wanted to provide you with a little news flash about the CSGO world. If you want more content like this, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for daily dank memes and CSGO updates. Leave us a comment if you want to learn more about something, if you want a specialized video or something like that. And if you want to cash out your skins and buy something cool, or maybe even buy a pizza, I don't know, it's your choice, head to our website, SkinWallet.com, and cash out safely to an e-wallet of your choosing nearly instantly. I hope you've enjoyed this. Stay safe, stay at home, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Oh, we almost forgot. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Duh.